What's going on? My name is Abraham.
I'm Nixie.
Today we are going to talk about why celebrities they have been in so many nasty and bullshit stuff in their own life,
Nasty shit like what?
like raping, drug, such kind of stuff.
Maybe I need to hear what you think first.
I used to see many celebrities. I don't want to mention their name, but after a while we are listening or we have been hearing from so many directions. They have been in accusation, raping stuff. What I'm thinking is, when you get in a certain level, you have to sell your soul to make the rest of the people fool or to make some group of people clown.
You don't think this is people just trying to get money from them?
What do you mean?
Like when you're rich, girls are gonna come and say, I have your baby, or you raped me, or you abused me.
That makes sense, but
Like, where is this feeling coming from? Like, these allegations are not true, or it's like a pattern you recognizing or something.
what I'm thinking is, when you get on a certain level, the way you speak is directly connected to your freedom.
Okay.
Let's say now we are talking, whatever we want, we have our freedom. But when we get on a certain level, there gonna be some group of people, they're gonna come to us and they're gonna ask us, you can't talk this.
Like
this,
Illuminati.
this. It's difficult to say it's Illuminati.
I'm saying, like,
Yeah.
to make
Yeah.
it easy to imagine.
Yes. There are certain group of people, they're gonna ask you, you can't allow to speak this. You have to push LGBT, you have to push this. So the average celebrity, they will sign this contract or they will accept this contract, and after a while they messed up their life and we're gonna see this type of propaganda in their own life.
So you're thinking the allegations for rape and drugs are true,
It's true.
and why they're so messed up, right? Why have they gone so extreme with their lifestyles? Okay, personally what I think is simple. Celebrities are not gods. They're human as well. Just like how your average person drinks, your average person smokes, they do it too. But when you're richer, you can do it on a larger scale. Sometimes I feel like we take away their human aspect and we expect to see them perfect because they're in a high position. So for ourselves, we expect ourselves, if I was in that high position, I would like take care of my image for kids, so I take care of my image for family. But we are also coming from cultures that are more reserved, cultures that have different values. But I guess the point is, firstly, they're not machines. Yes, they party. Yes, they do drugs. It's so easy to sell your soul. We do it every day and we're not even getting paid for it. You know what I mean?
Like what do you mean we sold our soul?
Not sell our soul, I mean the things that we think that are so bad. We're doing it on a small scale. We go out to a nightclub, we have a drink. Now imagine if you had any girl in the world, any money in the world, you can go on any jet and you're going with people who are much richer. Those little pleasures that you indulge now in real life are now on times 1,000. Do you know what I mean? Okay, I'm not excusing them. This is my basis for my thoughts on celebrities and these allegations. As for, let's say, selling your soul, Illuminati, whatever we want to just put it as, I would basically say that it happens, and also the media tells us it happens. So,
But do you think the allegation is false?
I mean, if you look at the patterns, we see it. We see what they wear. Like, I think that was my next question. Why did you think of something like this? Why did you think of this topic? Personally, I see artists go from good Christian artists to wearing blood on stage, and you're like, what is happening? Or artists go from good girl to bad girl, and you're like, they're wearing ridiculous stuff. They're doing things that they have to embarrass themselves in front of the camera.
So don't you think there are a certain group of people they lead this pattern? If you are a normal person, if you are rich, if you are a good celebrity, you can do whatever you want. Like no one wants to be naked on the Oscar. No one wants to be wear blood in an Oscar and big show that's gonna expose himself in the whole world. So what I feel is there are a certain group of people, whatever you like or not, where if you are a celebrity or if you sign that signature, you can't resist it. You can't say no. Or if you say no, they're gonna kick your ass and they're gonna screw your whole life.
Like their freedom is taken away from them.
100%.
A lot more. Okay, I get you. But I'll take you back to they're just normal people. Like us in everyday life. There's some things that we are now there. We start off small, getting used to them. For example, when we're making our TikTok templates, we use a certain template because that's the template that makes money. And you do it. It might not be your actual way you want to make something, but because this is the way that makes money, then you're going to do it. When you start making music, talking about God, for example, is not going to make you money. You need to shake your ass, wear nothing. So like incrementally, sometimes these things also can be like influenced onto us as you go higher and higher. And that's why some celebrities, they just drop out of the face of the earth. They get to a point where they realize, no, this is this is not what I wanted.
Yes.
This is not what I planned.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I guess freedom of choice sometimes seems like an obvious thing, but the world we live in currently just doesn't give us a lot of freedom. Sometimes you think you're making a choice from freedom, but as a matter of fact, you're just following society standards. And when you get to a place like, especially a lot of celebrities are coming from rags to riches, they're coming from Harlem, they're coming from no money. And someone tells you, well, this is Gucci or Dolce & Gabbana or Versace and you must wear it on the red carpet. We will give you 10 billion. And you are a rapper from where? The Brooks. What are you going to do? That's the question. And most people, I think, would say, let me do it once. Let me get my family out of the hood. It's a difficult thing. I don't think it's as easy as it seems. And it would be something where you'd have to sit down with the celebrity and ask them. Or like people who are a little bit higher up and see what's happening. But I do personally believe in conspiracy theories and selling your soul and all this kind of stuff. But I also think that we do it. We do it every day.
So what you're saying is we also sell our soul unconsciously, but we are following the patterns that every celebrity that have been doing. Like I accept you that in a certain way we follow the path or we are in the system. So we do certain things that they have been doing it. Apple, Dolce Gabbana, those brands are, when you see the background, they have been in so many bullshit stuff. But we're also buying those stuff. It makes sense on that sense, but that certain level, those celebrity, they can't say no.
They can't say no, or they can say no.
They can say no. Let's say I'm a real person that I have no boundary or there is nothing I can lose. If someone asks me, you have to stand naked in the Oscar. There is no way I can say, okay, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Like what I believe is, even they don't want to. There is a certain group of people they're gonna push them hard. That they have no option.
And the ones that don't do it, they don't get famous. That's what happens. So, okay, do these people exist that are controlling?
100%. There are a certain group of people they control in the music industry, the film industry, whatever, the TikTok industry, the YouTube industry, whatever it is.
So you would rather a celebrity acts how in an ideal world?
They live in a messed up world.
They actually do. We live in a messed up world, by the way.
They said us to be famous. Since I was a kid, I don't want to mention the names again. I grow up like I want to be this guy. I want to be this celebrity XYZ. But when you grow up, you realize those people they have been showing us in their movies.
Yeah, they're not as great as they are.
What they have been teaching us in his songs, it's really bullshit. What they are really telling us is like to be a loser. In the movies, they show us to be a clown.
Yeah.
So after a while you realize that those people that we have been following them, they sell us to be famous for them, for their benefits. They are playing with our bloods, they are playing with our mentalities.
That's true. But it's also, I think, I'm a little bit of an empathizer. I like to understand where people are coming from. For every person, there's both light and there's both dark. Even if they're doing some bad stuff, there's some good stuff that they're putting out in the world. And personally, I think the reason why they messed up is fame. Like all childhood stars that have gone through Hollywood, you see how they go through drugs, they go through all this madness. And simply because their lives are rehearsals, their lives are concerts, their lives are not normal lives, their lives are parties, their lives are, that kind of stuff. It's also something that is not spoken about. It's just assumed that they are normal. These are not normal people. They have to remember scripts, they have to remember full songs, routines. Yes, you can say it's their talent, but I think there's a lot that needs to be talked about in terms of mental health when it comes to celebrities. Already, as for us, we put them on a pedestal, and as I'm saying, there's both light and darkness. We cannot mention names, but previous artists that have gone down that were like pillars of community, and then you find out that they were like screwing little boys or raping children. Like, I can't say it's acceptable. It's completely unacceptable. But people are like that. They're complex. They can be good, they can be bad at the same time. We condemn them when they're bad, and we praise them when they're good. But what happens, we start obsessing over one aspect or the other. Like right now, there's so much happening in the music industry over someone going down. But why is it such a big commotion? Is it so abnormal to hear that one person or two or three or four are messed up given their lifestyle? Like for me, it doesn't shock me, because as we're saying, like if I was a celebrity and I had the option to go to certain parties or have certain drugs, when you are drunk, you forget your senses.
Yes.
You're more inclined to indulge in things that are not normal. And if you have that option, it's highly possible you'll end up in weird situations.
Yes.
When you're broke, you stick to the standard. When you're broke, you'll stick to entry-level drugs, for example. You'll stick to entry-level sexual activities. But when you have had all of that and the best models in the world, what is the next thing? Like, it doesn't shock me. It makes sense. It's not right. But I don't understand why it's so... We're now obsessing over so many things. And that's where the propaganda for me comes in. This is when, like, am I being controlled? Why is this on my media 24/7? Like, why can't the world just think more humane and be, this person messed up. Let him go to jail. Let him go to jail. This person is doing good. He's doing good. And we should be more like critical to these patterns, to see when something is wrong. And we need to be able to discern between right and wrong. And not like overpraise or under trample someone. They're just human.
It's true. What you're saying, it makes sense. Why the media is pushing to control us or to abuse our mind. Yes.
And why are we abusing our minds ourselves? Because we get so caught up in celebrity gossip and drama that we forget everything else. We spend so much time researching it. We go into these black holes where we're finding out what happened with who and, this kind of stuff. We should talk more.
But don't you think they are doing this purposely?
Bringing out bad stuff?
Yeah. Or it's just to delete his image or her image. So when this type of information pop up into the media, a certain group of people, they will say, aha, we are not alone. There are also certain group of people that follow our own idea, XYZ. So they bring these things to abuse the average people again.
I think so. I think it's like a distraction. Most of the stuff that comes out on the internet controlled by the higher powers that be. If it was, they let it happen, of course. The person who controls all these big companies, or like these big companies, if they didn't want something out, they could simply just not let it out on the platforms.
How can you do that? You can't do that, because those people that we have been seeing them, they have a lot of followers. They have a lot of people that have been seeing them. So if they messed up on some point, some people can take a picture or a video and post somewhere. But you can't control that shit.
What do you mean?
If someone is very famous, if you messed up, some people can record the video or take the photo and post it somewhere in social media. So like, you can't control this shit.
Yeah, but then half the time you never see these videos. There's always a lot of buzz. Sometimes we do. But same thing if the video comes out. Same thing if the guy is bad, he's bad. So why are we obsessing over it? Why is it becoming a social media blackout because the person is bad? It's not the first time a human being has been bad. It makes me think that someone wants us to think they're bad, or wants us to be distracted from something else that's happening. As I'm saying, if I was to start swearing, let's say gay people on TikTok, in 10 seconds my video's blocked. There's people watching, there's people regulating, there's systems, there's softwares, you know what I mean? There's things that don't allow things out into the world. Never mind, let me say the higher powers that be. So my problem is mainly with the sensationalization of these things. When things get over sensationalized, it becomes the most spoken about topic. I'm like, why is this happening? Real truth is really hard to find. Like if you would go on any social media platform, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and try and find something that's really true, you will struggle to find it. And if you do, it will be bad quality, for example, or something weird. But search the trending pop artist, you can find 10,000 things about them. It's a bad point, but you get what I mean. You get what I mean. If you were to try and research about herbs that heal the body, you will struggle. People make the content, it gets taken down. People talk about things that are important, it gets taken down. There's something regulating the system.
Yes.
So if something is in your face 24/7, and that's also us. I can't even say it's the system. That's what I'm saying. We also have been programmed to make this stuff bigger than it actually is, because we are so excited about it. We don't want to think about our everyday lives. We want to worry about pointing fingers at a celebrity for having a sexual fetish, for example. Very bad one. But so what? Send him to jail. Let's go. Let's move on. Let's move on. But your question was, do you think that there is something that takes away your freedom when you get big? Yes. I think we moved away from the topic. I think there is. And I think it's for both the system and the person, because we stop choosing a lot of our own choices before we even get famous. So it's so easy to conform. It doesn't happen like one choice. It's slowly, just do this thing, just do this thing, just do this thing. By the time you get there, it's a no-brainer. So
what you're saying is unconsciously what you've been choosing or been doing the trend, when you get at certain level, it's gonna be normal for you.
It's gonna be normal. Someone might turn around and tell you your Versace shoes that you bought with your own money, they're the same thing. Okay, I'm not hating on Versace, by the way, I don't know. But if someone tells you like that, like, people will play with your mind, obviously. But again, they're not gods, and they're also coming from poverty. They're also coming where they need to feed their families. Especially as consumers, we need to be like a lot more aware. We are the ones that pay them. So we are the ones that should be, that's why cancel culture is here. It's up to you, you also have a choice. You are saying they don't have a choice, but then we still watch them. So who's to blame? If you say this is bullshit, then there you have no views. They don't have any views, they don't have any money. But we're like, it's bullshit, and that's the only thing we're scrolling, that's the only thing we're typing, that's just money, revenue. So
thank you very much for our conversation. I'm really glad to have this conversation with you.